Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sip and Tip. We are here with Richard, the homeopathic practitioner, our favorite guest on the show. If this is your first time on Sip and Tip, you will notice that we've basically diverted to health and wellness, and this is something that I am going to stick to because it's something that is important for us every single day for our lifestyles, for the longevity of our lives. I don't think there's anything more important than making sure that we are healthy, both mentally and physically and spiritually. So, as I said, we are continuing our episode on fat reduction. This is the third part, and the last conversation we had, we were talking about the harmful foods that we are consuming that are causing excess fat in our bodies. We spoke about the best ways of reducing that fat, and in this episode we are going to talk about the dangers of fat freezing, which is a term that is used to a technical way of reducing fat. Basically parts of our bodies have fat that tend to have fat the most. For example, flabby arms, your love handles, those certain parts of your body, and there are technical things that are used to freeze that fat so that it's crystallized, and then it just now leaves your body easily. Once that process is done, it will be excreted from your body. So it's something that you can look up as well. This may not be the best description that I've given you, but it is a technical way of reducing fat. So Richard, can you tell us what are the dangers of, maybe you can explain a different way of what fat reduction is in a technical way, and what are the dangers?
So the modern way of treating diseases is very unscientific. Some say that. Because when we say fat reduction, it means we are trying to suppress a symptom. Like I said on earlier episodes, having too much fat in your body is actually a symptom of a certain condition. So it's much better to address the real issue. It's much better to dig down to the cause, what really causes you to gain weight or to have the belly fat in your body, rather than doing the fat reduction, rather than suppressing a symptom. Some they say when you suppress a symptom, it's like putting a bucket under a leaking sink. Instead of fixing the sink, then you put a bucket of water under the sink. So it's just a temporary measure without addressing the real issue. So the issue of fat reduction comes with so many side effects, because you are just suppressing the symptom and not addressing the real issue. The real issue is to dig down to the cause, then you eliminate the cause. You have to find out what's causing you to gain weight, what's causing your belly fat, then you eliminate the cause.
Are there any harmful side effects from technical way of reducing fat?
Of course, there are side effects. Just like suppressing any symptom, there are side effects because you are not addressing the real issue. Like when you take foods that are high in terms of sugar, your body converts that sugar. In fact, your liver converts that sugar and store it as fat for future use. So when your body stores fat, it stores that fat for future use. So sometimes some of these ways of reducing fat causes serious health complications.
Because as you said before, you're not actually
addressing the root cause.
Changing your diet or your lifestyle, or
so it's like today you burn the fat, you reduce the fat, then on your next meal you take again the food that causes you to gain weight or to have too much fat in your body. So
you in a way you're kind of confusing your body to a point where you are it's gonna become almost like your body charamo.
Yes, your body is like
you're confusing me.
Yes, it becomes confused. It becomes confused. Because your body is trying to do this and you counter what your body is trying to do. You go back again and take the same food that is causing you to gain weight. Then you burn the fat. with fat reduction.
I'm hoping that we get to.
So many people, they now believe that the modern ways of doing things is just a business of making money from the sick people.
Yeah, it is. But it's. I am strongly an advocate, obviously, of natural way of doing things. But as I was saying that I was saying that I'm hoping that we get to have in one of our episodes the interview that I'm hoping to have with Carol. She's a fat reduction technician, and one of the things that she shared with me was that some of the patients that they get who come in for fat reduction, they order food for these people. When they come and they're in their waiting room, they're waiting for their turn to get into the. And some of these people will be ordering pizzas.
Yes, that's the thing. Like,
and
some
you are here for fat reduction,
yes,
but you are insisting on having pizza for lunch and all. Like, so what are you doing?
I come across such patients who say, "I want to lose weight." Then you tell them you have to leave this type of food. Then they will insist that I simply need some medication for me to lose weight, but I don't want to leave my diet. So it won't work.
Yeah. It's interesting, how we think as human beings. The risks that we are willing to take for our appetite, at the risk of our bodies and our health. So what I wanted to know as well, where I think a lot of people might be curious to know, is what are the common issues that you get as a homeopathic practitioner? You get different kinds of patients, right, who come. Some of them are obese, and some of them are coming to you because of that obesity or excess fat in their bodies. So what are some of the common causes that you find people have that have caused excess fat in their bodies?
The main issue is to do with hormonal imbalances, because when we talk of this issue of fat, it's to do with hormonal imbalances. When it comes to women, mostly it's to do with contraceptives. Quite a number of contraceptives interferes with your endocrine system, it interferes with your hormones, then you end up gaining weight because of these contraceptives. You not only become obese or become overweight, but you develop other conditions such as hypertension, such as diabetes. And the other issue is too much consumption of alcohol when it comes to men. In women, I said it's to do with, mostly it's to do with contraceptives. In men, it's to do with too much consumption of beer or alcohol, because there are empty calories in alcohol. Alcohol is filled with the empty calories. So too much consumption of alcohol, and also even too much consumption of commercial beverages, because most of these commercial beverages, they have added sugars, they have artificial sweeteners, artificial flavors. So too much consumption of commercial beverages will cause you to gain weight. The other issue is on stress. Like I said earlier on, stress causes you to gain weight. Though to certain individuals, stress can cause you to lose weight. So too much stress, depression will result in issues to do with overweight or becoming obese. And when it comes to food, like when you go for the highly processed foods, the fast foods, the junk foods, it causes you to gain weight. So basically, the main cause of gaining weight, like in this modern era, is to do with what we put in our mouth. I always say what passes through our taste buds is either going to kill our body or to heal our body. Yes.
So the main thing, as you said, for men is alcohol, and the main issue, cause of fat, excess fat, is alcohol, and the main issue for women is contraceptives. Would you say though that in today's day and age there is an increase in women who are actually gaining weight because of alcohol? Because alcohol seems to be something that, back in the days, it wasn't done as much by women as men.
I see. Don't you think it's because of stress? Because sometimes people they want to relieve their stress by taking like alcohol. So nowadays, yes, you can actually expect other women to gain weight because of too much consumption of alcohol. It's not always men who gain weight because of too much consumption of alcohol. We can also even expect women to have issues to do with their weight gain because of too much consumption of alcohol, gochi, all the stuff, and the fast foods. Like in the past, our mothers they used to cook, but the modern mothers they just go
fry.
Yeah, the fast foods. Then they prepare food. They don't even prepare food. They just buy the fast foods. Then they gain weight.
Yeah. So I think it's something that we obviously have to look out for. But one of the things that obviously is common to all women, even the ones that do not drink alcohol, would you say that the major cause? Okay, you said the major cause is contraceptives, and that's got to do with obviously not wanting to get pregnant and stuff like that. But when you actually do get pregnant, a lot of women do gain weight because of pregnancy, and losing that weight, pregnancy weight, I think is the challenge for most women. Most women who start off very slim and once they get pregnant, that
weight.
body is never going to be the same again. So is that something that we have now just gotten used to expect that our bodies will never be the same again? Or is there something that women are not doing to preserve or to get back that weight that they've always had? Or is it just, it can't be changed? Once you get pregnant, that's it. Don't expect to have the same body again.
So you can actually reverse your age.
Okay.
Have you ever seen like a 60-year-old lady looking like a 20-year-old?
Yeah.
So it's very possible even to reverse your age through lifestyle, through taking the correct diet. So it's not always that when you give birth, then your body, you become obese or you become overweight. You can actually start doing some lifestyle issues, taking the correct diet even after giving birth. Then you become slim, or you become like you have a healthy weight. So the issue is to maintain a good lifestyle and eating habits.
And the main things are, how important do you think exercising is? I know that sometimes when you're watching certain health junkies or whatever you call, no, fitness junkies, not health junkies, they say things like, and maybe it's a scientific proven point, that it's 80% what you eat and 20% exercise. So 80% is always what you consume when it comes to your health, the fat in your body, like your fitness actually. 80% is how much you should put on what you're eating, and exercising is just 20%. Is that accurate, or does it depend on the kind of body that you have?
There are so many factors to be considered. The first and foremost important thing is that exercise burns the extra calories. Because when you have too much calories or the extra calories, it causes you to gain weight. So it's very important to exercise. Exercise is not only good for maintaining a healthy weight, but it's also good even for your organs, such as your heart. It's good for your brain, it's good for your muscles. So it's always good to exercise. But exercise doesn't mean you have to lift the heavy objects, you have to go for gym. Just 30 minutes, a walk of about 30 minutes a day is enough. If you do that 2 or 3 times a week, that's enough. So we have to exercise. It's not only good for...
But it's not going to be enough if you're eating unhealthy.
Yes, you have to exercise, but at the same time, you balance in terms of what you eat.
Yeah, so I think that sums it up. And that was very, very enlightening. And we've had so much information on fat reduction, on maintaining our fitness, maintaining our body weight, on how to eat, and also how to reduce stress, because that's something that causes a lot. And there's something just I wanted to touch lastly on that you mentioned about the cooking oil that we use every single day to prepare our food. Some of these things, when we discover them, it's convenient for us to ignore it or to say, oh no, it only applies to certain people, because we're worried about our pockets. We're worried about, you've got a family of 5 and you're being told you have to cook with olive oil. For you, it just sounds like, come on, ridiculous. So I've gone a bit too far, but what is the issue with the oils that we are cooking our food with every day?
The issue with that oil is that it's very toxic. Why? Because there's hexane, which is a chemical which is added in those cooking oils. There are deodorizers that are added in those cooking oils, and those cooking oils are the major causes of issues to do with diabetes, especially what is known as type 2 diabetes, and also that's the leading causes of conditions such as cancer. So sometimes you can actually say, this olive oil is expensive, but health-wise it's much better to use olive oil, to use the coconut oil, than to use the ordinary cooking oils.
I think also coconut oil is obviously cheaper than olive oil. If you find that olive oil is much too expensive, try coconut oil. But I think what you said is very important, that your health is worth it. The health of yourself and your family is much more important than buying something cheap. And you said something about when something is cheap.
Oh yes, when something is cheap, it will cost you. We say zvakachipa zvinodhura. So don't be attracted by the price. You have to go for healthy foods.
So I'm sure you've heard it all from Richard today. Thank you so much for watching the show. Please do add your comments, your questions, so that Richard can answer them happily. And we look forward to the next episode. Please subscribe, share this message, share this video, like, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Till then, take care, stay in good health, and take care of your mental health as well.